Now for the top story tonight, reaction first up. Joining us from Washington, Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida. In your mind, Senator, what is the biggest mistake that President Obama is making?
Well, I think the biggest mistake is a lack of focus on robust economic growth, and that's coupled with, of course, a government that continues to spend more money than it has. And these two things, I think, are what's creating the State of the Union now, which is insecure. A growing number of Americans are insecure about their economic future, and the leading reason for that is our economy is not growing in a dynamic way. It's not creating enough of those middle-income, middle-class jobs that for so long have been the backbone of our country and what makes it special.
But we have spent hundreds of billions of dollars in stimulus, government sending money to certain areas of the economy to try to create jobs and to try to get the economy in a growth mode. Hasn't Obama done what he should do in that area, or has he done enough, or what?
Well, first of all, if you recall, when he first took office, his number one priority was not growth in the economy. He pivoted immediately to health care, which has been a disastrous health care law, and then a series of other issues that they prioritized. But I think the other problem is what you've outlined in your question. Our economy grows when you have a vibrant free enterprise economy where the private sector creates jobs and opportunities for people. And right now, if you talk to people that create jobs, the businesses that create jobs, the free enterprise economy that creates jobs, they have no confidence in the future because of the debt, because of burdensome regulations, because of a tax code that makes America increasingly expensive to invest in and create jobs in. And he has not placed a priority on those issues.
Because he doesn't really believe in the private sector. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. He never said that. But he believes that the reason this horrible recession hit us, and the reason he was elected, was because the private sector got out of control and the banks and the financial people on Wall Street sold these terrible mortgages and created this Ponzi scheme that got way, way out of control, and the whole economy suffered and collapsed because of it. So I don't think the president believes the private sector is really a fair game.
Well, a couple points that you just raised right there. Look, there's no doubt that there were abuses in Wall Street and they needed to be addressed. There's no doubt that the banking collapse was disruptive to our economy. But beyond that is a very fundamental formula. Jobs are created when someone has access to money, whether it's borrowed or their own, and they risk that money to start a business or to grow and expand an existing one. And in order to do that, you have to have confidence in the future. They do not have confidence in this administration because its prescriptions are always higher taxes and more government spending and regulations that make America a very uncertain place.
I think you're right, but I have one thing holding me back from total agreement with you. Okay. That was front and center in the last election. Mitt Romney was the ultimate capitalist, the ultimate private sector man. Yet the people voted for the not anti-capitalist, but the guy who wanted more government intrusion. So the American people made the call. They didn't want the robust private sector guy. Why not?
Well, again, every election would have to be analyzed. Those are all sorts of factors that go into deciding what direction an election goes. At the end of the day, I mean, I think that there will be a lot of studies done as to why that election went the way it did. But here's my point. If the election were today, I think the outcome would be very different, because a combination of an erosion of trust in government combined with a continued lackluster performance of our economy, we're now 6 years into this presidency. You can no longer continue to blame your predecessors for the things that are going wrong in our country. And I think if the election were today, the outcome would be quite different.
Well, I mean, all the polls say that, but, you know, he still got a 43% approval rating, the president does, which, under the pressure that the country's under, is not that bad, because nobody believes that. Only 3% believe the country's strong. 3%. I mean, it's incredible. But
it's deeper than that, Bill. It's deeper than that. People are very insecure about the future, and I agree with you. America is an incredibly resilient country. We will be back. We will get this right. I just have no confidence that we will under the leadership of this administration, primarily because they do not understand or do not believe that free enterprise, a robust free enterprise economy, is the best way to create upward mobility and prosperity for the largest number of people.
All right, Senator. We appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you very much.